As you know, we've been trying to help returning veterans get jobs with John and Tammy's employment after deployment, but there's also something else out there that can help them as well, and not just returning veterans, but their spouses too, and it's called REBOOT, and it's a 3-week transition workshop for those who are about to transition out of the military. It's also for veterans and their spouses. So joining us this morning is Krishna Jackson. Good morning, Krishna.
Good morning.
Right off the bat, Krishna, thank you for what you do, helping our heroes who come home, and of course you're one of them, feel good about themselves again, have value again, get a job when they come back. Let's talk about the REBOOT program.
Great. I am a product of REBOOT. I actually am a 20-year Navy veteran. And
Thank you.
I retired last year. My last command in the Navy was combat camera. I actually did 2 tours with them. Basically, in the Navy, I was a mass communications specialist.
Okay.
So when I was coming towards retirement, I figured, how am I going to translate what I did in the Navy to civilian life? And even though I have a job that's pretty prominent in civilian society, communications and stuff, it was still scary. 20 years being accustomed to a certain way of life where they took care of me. If there was a problem, it was a whole group of people that come into your life and go, okay, you can do this or you can do that to try and solve the issue. It was scary. So here I am coming to retirement. I'm like, what am I going to do? And a shipmate of mine was going to retire as well. He gave me said, hey, you want to go to REBOOT? And I had heard about it, but I wasn't sure. But I was like, okay, anything to help me get on the right track. And so I ended up in REBOOT. And while I was there on the first day, I was a little skeptical. I was like, this program is free to veterans. I got there, and on the very first day, I knew, okay, this is going to be very different from anything that I expected. It was like, it wasn't just going to be, for when you retire or you get out of the military, these are the resources that are available to you. No, it was more about, you've been trained a certain way for 20 years. You go through boot camp for 8 weeks, and the military does not prepare you for life back on the outside. So that's where they came in. It's no longer about the team. It is about you.
Wow, that's got to be super difficult 20 years in, and all about the team, all about we all work as one, to all of a sudden say, I have to literally be one while I work. We're with Navy vet Krishna Jackson talking about the REBOOT program, a 3-week transition workshop for veterans who are about to get out of the military.
So now the REBOOT program is not just for veterans. Is it for spouses as well?
Yes, it is for spouses as well, because it's a transition for them too. They've got to get used to their spouse being home with them more than they're used to.
Well, that you spent a long time having extended periods apart. So yeah, it's almost like starting brand new.
Yes.
And here's how we come in, because when all these heroes are done with the REBOOT program, you're going to send them our way so we can get them hired for our employment after deployment. So we're going to work together with this.
Yes.
This is awesome. This is teamwork, and it's supporting the heroes that, for whatever reason, are just having a hard time adjusting back to civilian life.
Exactly.
All right. Krishna Jackson with REBOOT, the website for REBOOT.
www.rebootworkshop.org.
That's rebootworkshop.org.
Exactly.
Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for having me.
You can go to KSON.com, click on John and Tammy, by the way, and our Employment After Deployment program, and help out these heroes.